But die will live!
I don't know.
And we're talking about something good again!
Are we, though?
Yes! So, as if you couldn't tell by the title, it's kind of the 20th anniversary of Bleach coming up.
Who's the title?
Yes, so we're going to be breaking down each and every part of Bleach, all the arcs and their English dub BS.
And he can't wait to get to the full-bring arc.
Don't mention that for the 5 people that probably haven't seen it. Actually, there's probably more than that now. Bleach is kind of old.
Saying the name a spoiler.
They'll see. We've got 366 episodes and 5 films to get through, so yeah, it's gonna be a bit. But fortunately for this part, we only have to focus on the first 20 episodes.
And man, it already had 2 staircases.
So, for those who are unaware, all 2 of you that have never heard of Bleach, the shonen manga written by Noriaki Kubo, or Tight Kubo as his pen name is, then he was inspired by Saint Seiya, of all things, which we talked about here before. One fail swoop die.
One fail. I don't know how you missed that.
Damn it, really Sentai.
Well, you got a Sentai.
It's okay, because Kubo got started in Shonen Jump with a manga in '99 called Zombie Powder. It was so good, it got cancelled in 27 chapters.
It was so good, it didn't even...
Exactly, that's how badass it was. I don't know, according to him, he was in a bad place at the time or something. So, whatever. But then 1 year later, in '01, Bleach would start. Which, of course, it would get an anime by Studio Pirate, as we like to call them, that aired in '04.
Studio, we only know how to do shonens, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, they did alright with Yu Yu Hakusho, Black Clover, the Naruto franchise. We're not going to talk about Tokyo Ghoul. Well, we're just not.
Someone's gonna mention it in the comments, and then you're gonna cave in and do it, and then you're gonna cry. This whole cycle.
Oh yeah. Of course, this would be licensed by Viz and air on Adult Swim in September of 2006. And Viz still, thankfully, holds the rights to this day. Now, we're gonna have to do things a little differently, since this is gonna be broken up into parts. So we're gonna hope that you all have at least seen Bleach at some point in capacity, since we're gonna go into spoilers soon after reviewing the mains here. It'd be pretty silly to jump on, let's go watch Bleach Part 14, even though I know nothing about it. It's not like it's hard to watch either, with it being on Netflix, Hulu. Pretty sure it's even on Crunchy at this point, or Funny too.
Probably. I mean, that Viz deal.
Hell, the Blu-rays are also out there, and there's DVDs for the 2 of you that still use those.
I mean, hell, I'm sure if you searched hard enough, you could probably find a VHS tape.
I want to see if it's on VHS! I want to so badly now! I'm gonna look that up after this.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do, and I'm sure the people will be jealous to know that you found the Frieza collection on BBC.
That is random. Alright, so what is Bleach? Bleach follows high score Ichigo Kurosaki, or I guess every edgelord protagonist you could find, right?
Well, you could call him an edgelord, but we got another cast member instead that says, yeah, no, that's an edgelord.
Ichigo has the ability to see spirits. And soon after finding this out is when he meets the girl Rukia Kuchiki, a woman calling herself a Soul Reaper. Yes, Soul Reaper. Fuck you weebs who want to call it Shinigami. No. We only talk about dubs here.
We only call it Shinigami when we talk about another show.
So yeah, so Soul Reaper's job is to guide the souls of the dead to the afterlife, or Soul Society. Soon after explaining this, they're attacked by a monster. called a hollow, a creature that is basically a soul that lingers too long in the human world and gets taken over by an inferno of hate or regret.
And other stuff.
Well, shit goes down. Rukia is forced to give her Soul Reaper abilities to Ichigo, thus turning him into a substitute Soul Reaper. Hence the name of the arc.
Wait, you mean the arc's name has relevance?
And now he's forced to take on the mantle of being a Soul Reaper to protect his friends and loved ones from hollows and also guide spirits to the next world, etc. All the while getting exposition from Rukia for the first few episodes. That's kind of her thing. But hey, we'll get more into that in Spoilerland in a little bit.
And being bad at drawing.
And being bad at drawings of bunnies. Lots and lots of shittily drawn bunnies. So, how is the animation, Dai?
Animation? Yeah, it does have that. We've been over this before. I'm not gonna say it in air quotes this time.
You mean the show's actually okay animated?
I mean, I would hope so, with being Studio Parrot.
No, yeah, and like mentioned earlier, it has been getting remastered by Viz on Blu-ray, where they've been cleaning up the animation and improving on it. And the Bleach remasters are seen as some of their better works with that shit. Well, moving on from that, we got the soundtrack, which pretty sure everyone loves the Bleach soundtrack. Anyone who says otherwise is lying.
It's deplorable.
It's done by Shiro Shigesu, or the composer for Avon Jellyfish.
Oh, I'm sure you have a lot to say about that. Go watch the episode if you want to know what he has to say. See, it's called shilling your own stuff.
Oh, God, the new dub, that's pretty rough. But alright, I guess let's get into why this is called Dubster Dive. Then we can break down some of these episodes. That's gonna take a bit. We'll just cover the mains for now. So first, the ADR directors are Wendy Lee and Kirk Thornton. Just like Soul Calibur 6, right, buddy?
Yeah.
Speaking of Wendy Lee being ADR director, we're going to get into our meme here in a bit with that. So, obviously when it comes to the dub, everybody knows who Ichigo is, I would hope. It's Nero, Johnny on Bosch.
He's a frog.
Of course you had to reference that. I mean, Johnny on Bosch himself, though, actually admits that he doesn't feel he started getting really into the role until after episode 10 or so. He felt that those first few episodes were really hard to get into character, etc. He even said that when he first started Ichigo, he made his voice a lot gruffer and deeper, and they told him, no, stop it. We're not trying to make him into a street punk. What are you doing?
He just looks like one.
And like
in fact, one of the first scenes you see him and he's beating up some street punks.
Exactly. See, he's not a street punk, he's a street vigilante. Like Batman.
He's a Grim Reaper of Justice.
A Soul Reaper of Justice.
Oh, that still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and a lot of the dub cast apparently had trouble saying the names in the beginning, which kind of to be expected, I guess. But yeah, this is easily one of Johnny on Bosch's best roles, I'm sure anyone will tell you. Moving on from him, though, we have Rukia, voiced by Michelle Ruff, who I'm sure no one's heard of before.
Now, who has?
Yukari from Persona 3, we covered them with Erased. Yeah, don't think you're going to say any more than that. And this is another role that they're notoriously good at voicing that everyone knows them for.
You're gonna be saying that a lot, aren't you?
Yep. After Furukia, we have Orihime, one of the other female main characters, voiced by Stephanie Sheh. Or as we like to call Orihime, another version of Usagi or Sailor Moon. No, seriously, half her dialogue is literally something Sailor Moon would say.
They probably recycled it in the Viz dub script.
But fine, if Sailor Moon's not enough, she also voices Hinata in Naruto. For all of you
Fine, you wanna bring it back to JYP? You could always go back to DMC4 with Kiri. I mean, what?
You're right. I could also have said JYB and Stephanie Sheh voice Renton and Eureka in Eureka 7. Man, they're shipped together a lot. Why? It's all in the late 2000s, too. Anyway, again, Stephanie Sheh, it's another one of those where you could tell the first couple of episodes trying to find her footing with it, but after, say, F5 or so, yeah, you could tell she was figuring out what she was doing. Exactly. After her, we have Chad, or Yasutora Sato, if you want to be a purist. Voiced by Mark Warden, a primarily live-action actor in stuff like Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Stargate SG-1, and NYPD Blue. Holy shit. How did they get him in this?
And we're gonna start the trend of he's voiced 1 out of 50 for Chad.
Yeah, we don't have to get to that till later, though, at least. I mean, hey, he does a great job as Chad, the strong, silent person type.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to say that much.
And, hey, get to hear him do a couple of Spanish lines later, since Chad is Hispanic, so that's kind of cool. Well, I guess out of the last major mains for this arc, we have Uryu, voiced by Derek Stephen Prince.
You may know him as... Have you watched anything of her?
Oh, just Keitaro and Love Hina. Or Ken from Digimon, I guess. So I'm sure you'll be shocked to know Uryu is one of his favorite roles.
Who doesn't like voicing an edgelord?
Yeah, Uryu was the edgelord we hinted at earlier. Or the rival character, I guess. He's the Sasuke, with a troubled past of abandonment issues from family that are kind of, yeah.
He's the last Quincy.
But
we'll
hey,
get into that later.
He actually said for inspiration with Uryu's voice, he took cues from Clint Eastwood of all things.
He ride around holding guns to people's face.
He even made a joke saying he was waiting for Ichigo to say, "Hey, did I fill you with 6 arrows or 7? You feeling lucky?" He said he hopes he gets to deliver a line like that at some point. I mean, with some of the scripting, I'm sure he'll get the chance. But yeah, so for the primarily main cast for the first season, I'd say all of them do decent jobs. You can tell for the first few eps that they definitely do get better as they go on, as typical for most shonen anime that are just starting. But it's time to, I guess, go into spoiler territory so we could quickly break down some of these episodes and get more into the dub itself.
Spoil it for the 5 people that have never heard of it.
Which, yeah, just, oh no, go out here and go watch Bleach. You should watch it.
Oh, One Piece is so much better. Well, then get the fuck out of here and go watch that trash.
Why do you hate One Piece so much? But it's okay, alright? It's alright. So, I guess, let's get started. We already broke down the first episode where Ichigo becomes a Soul Reaper, and it's a decent introduction, I guess. Now we can finally discuss who voices the rest of his family, since we're on the minor cast.
Yeah.
First, we have his dad, Ishin, voiced by Patrick Seitz. And his dad is kind of a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want your parent yelling at you good morning while dive bombing you while you're sleeping. Where's that an elbow drop? I don't know.
All of the above.
Patrick Seitz we've mentioned numerous times here before. Hey, it's Loxus from Fairy Tail. But that shows shit, right, Di?
Yeah, just shit is Blaze Blue.
Fine, Ragnar
Without
too.
Ragnar the Blood Fridge. Wait a minute, I don't think that's his name.
I don't know, you can tell he has a lot of fun with Ishin, though. Ishin's kind of a dick.
And I'm sure this will be the last Patrick Seitz. Alright, main zoom and all that.
Yeah. Anyway, oh god, one of these names. After that, we have Ichigo's little sisters. So first is Yuzu, voiced by Janice. Is that Kawaii? I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Probably should have practiced this beforehand, but
yeah, but that's no fun. Anyway, Yuzu, trying to be totes moe and stuff, and Janice is known for voicing Ayane in DOA's 5 and 6, as well as, I think, NG3, right?
Yeah, and probably Sigma's.
And Peko Yama and Danganronpa 2.
What the hell talks about Danganronpa? Oh yeah, you did do an episode on that.
I did. Well, she does good as Yuzu.
Go watch it.
Yuzu gets way more screen time later, though. After her, we have Karnine, Ichigo's other little sister, who can also see spirits, I guess, so she gets a lot more to work with than Yuzu does in this arc.
Doesn't she get her own filler episodes later?
Yes, she does. Well, she's voiced by Kate Higgins, who we've also talked about here before. Or C2
Wait,
from
we already
Code
just
Geass.
talked about Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
It's like a viscery.
Sailor Mercury,
From years
indeed.
before it even happened.
But it's Sailor Mercury, man! So, yeah, she does good as voicing the tomboy sister, I guess, who can also see spirits. Moving on from that, I guess, quickly run down these episodes in groups. Episodes 2 and 3 focuses on Orihime and her dead older brother who's come back as a hollow.
And he has his own theme song.
He's supposed to be Liam O'Brien! Anyone ever hear Infinite's theme from Sonic Forces?
Just remember that anytime you ever hear him in anything.
Oh my god, that has ruined him so much for me, dude. Every time I hear Liam O'Brien now, that stupid song just plays in my head.
Remember, guys, that song was in an official Sonic game.
If y'all haven't heard it, just look up Infinite's theme from Sonic Forces. It is gloriously edgy.
And people say Shadow's themes were edgy. No, I'm not saying you're wrong or anything, but go listen to Infinite's theme.
I mean, Liam O'Brien does do a very gruff voice for the Hollow, I guess, so that's something. Oh, and for those who don't know, he's Gaara and fucking Naruto. Or Lunatic and Tiger and Bunny.
Or Shura, or whatever.
And Ashura's Wrath.
And some dead Capcom game. Well,
But
unless
hey.
you're on Xbox, then it's not dead because they know backwards compatibility.
Fuck you, Sony. But as an introduction to Orihime's character, being all Sailor Moon-like, I guess, where she's really ditzy and... Oh my god, she can't cook at all, can she? Didn't she say something about making chocolate curry? How the...
Yeah, it makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yeah. Though honestly, this does work really well as a way to show off hollows and how they work.
Except when they don't.
And this is a concept I feel they could have done a little more with. Hollows that characters actually know struggling to retain their humanity. But I don't think it's really done much after this. If ever,
No,
actually.
that isn't the shonen way. You need people who are fight sexual. We'll get to that later.
But this actually deals with the whole themes of getting over the loss of loved ones, and it works well here. Anyway, so yeah, good introduction to Orihime's character overall. And I should also mention her best friend Tatsuki, who's also a tomboy, is voiced by Wendy Lee.
Take a drinking game, guys.
Yeah, sadly we're not kidding. Wendy Lee kind of casted herself a lot here. And we think those people are dicks.
And this is typical... This is typical around this time, anyways.
Well...
Just look at Naruto over there. That was pretty bad, too. In terms of stuff like that.
Moving on from that, we go to episodes 4 and 5, Chad's introduction arc, where... Or the Cursed Parakeet arc, as fans have dubbed it, where he's given a bird that can talk, and everyone who gets near the bird dies.
And then they die.
Well, let's just mention the bird, Yuichi. It's voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy, or Ino, from Naruto.
Stop bringing it back to Naruto. Alright, pirate and all that.
Fine, Sora from Digimon.
You just had to, didn't you?
Of course I did. How the hell could I not? I mean, they were also in My Next Life as a Villainess in the Violet Evergarden movie, so that's something. I bet they've never voiced a talking bird before this, though. Or have they?
I mean, they voiced the talking mascot thing in the Slayers.
Oh. Fair enough. You know, maybe we'll do a Dubster Dive thing on that series at some point.
Yes, I brought that up.
So anyway, Chad gets this bird thing and has to carry it around with him, and he's being targeted by a hollow. So he has shit like beams falling on his head, but because Chad is a badass, doesn't seem to affect him all that much. Well, I mean, he's like over 7 feet tall. You can't teach that. I had to, just for you.
Oh, look at him, he's over 7'3" and he's dribbling a ball. Fucking basketball, am I right?
No, honestly though, once the hollow shows up, which his name's Shrieker, apparently, I don't think they ever said his name once here. Chad is...
I don't know, at this point, are they just fan names?
Maybe? What's that name is in one of those Bleach official database things that they give out.
But why would you bother giving it to a chapter of the week hollow, or...
I guess it's like 4 or 5 chapters or something, but yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah,
or
so...
3, with how that episode, those episodes went.
Yeah, this Hollow's kind of a dick. You see, he was kind of a serial killer when he was alive, and of course, he got killed by Yuichi when he was committing a moida. So because of that, he came back as a Hollow, because he too had regrets, and put Yuichi's body in the soul of a bird.
He regretted he couldn't kill more.
Yep. Which, again, another interesting concept if you think about it. Of course, not like it's not doing the whole thing of only good people have regrets. No, dicks would have regrets too. It makes sense.
To be even bigger dicks.
And hey, Shrieker's voiced by J.B. Blanc. Or, go ahead.
Enrico!
Yes, Enrico Maxwell from Hellsing Ultimate, or Dojima from Persona 4.
Or if you want to talk about the child version, Yuri Long. Oh wait, we haven't gotten to him yet.
Yeah. Probably should have mentioned him. Guess we could do that after this quick overview of this arc.
Yeah, you pretty much only did one of the classmates.
Well, that's because Orihime was there, and that's Tatsuki's synonymous with her for now. So, yeah. Chad is forced to team up with Rukia to take on Shrieker in the beginning. And Chad can't see, so Rukia has to guide him in the direction of the thing, because Chad can't see spirits. Only those who have strong...
Well, he can kinda see them. He sees them as hazy, like, you know, like a heat white.
Yeah, because only those with strong spiritual energy can see spirits. So, he randomly was punching the air in the beginning till Rukia had to guide him. He fucking lifted up a telephone pole to try hitting the hollow with it. It's holy shit, man.
Yeah.
But of course, Ichigo shows up in the end to save the day.
I mean, that was of course after the plan of him launching Rukia off into space.
Towards Shrieker, who was flying. I don't think that worked 100% well. Though that line was hilarious where he said, "You must be really smart, because this plan seems really stupid to me." Oh, speaking of which, yeah, Shrieker has the ability to use leeches that explode, and of course he did the whole "say hello to my little friends" line when using them. And he even put on the fucking accent while doing it, because they couldn't resist.
There's just been more and more of them since that Willis space thing, I tell you.
Damn it, Hellsing.
Also, Hellsing has opened the door and traveled back in time and changed that line. Prove me wrong.
Well... After they defeat this hollow, because he was a dick and when he was alive, he's sent to hell. Which, keep that in mind for later. That is going to be very important much, much later on. It's like they actually remember continuity with something.
Continuity? No time for that. Let's retcon it.
No, those stupid retcons come later.
Like being the last Quincy.
Damn it. Okay. Episode 6 and 7. This is where we meet our next character, Cone. Oh, and I guess I should quickly mention, the bird was exorcised and sent to Soul Society, so good for the bird. He's now happy there or something, I guess. But yes, this is where Cone is introduced to... voiced by Quentin Flynn. How the fuck... how'd they get Raiden in here?
Because he also knows what it's like to listen to Infinite's theme. I mean, he was Silver the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I'm starting to think they blew a lot of their budget on the casting. Oh yeah, before we get into what Cone... well, I guess we could talk about that briefly. See, Soul Society were kind of dicks and did experiments to create artificial souls for war. But then the experiment fell through, so they decided to execute all those artificial souls. But one of them, Cone, happened to be inexplicably... they had a fuck-up, basically, and he got shipped to the human world.
Yeah...
which is where I can finally bring up the other characters that he's synonymous... well, not really synonymous with, but are introduced here. the shop that Rukia visits that sells goods for Soul Reapers. Actually, yeah, did Udahara's shop even get a name?
Yes. They just call it Udahara's shop. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's its name.
What an asshole. It's a shop after themselves. Oh, he's kind of a dick.
Oh yes, Udahara is voiced by Michael Lindsay, who tragically passed away last year, so obviously he's gonna be replaced. But Udahara has quickly become a lot of people's favorite characters for obvious reasons. He's a massive troll and kind of a dick. While at the same time also being the whole mysterious type.
And he also hates Soul Society, and who can't get behind that?
Yeah, we'll get to why Soul Society are considered to be kind of pricks here in a bit.
No one said they were intelligent.
Okay, so let's quickly run through the people that work at Udahara's shop with him. First, we have Ururu, the lolly that works with him, voiced by Wendy Lee again.
Take another one.
You know, it'd be one thing if these characters weren't recurring, but all of them are. Whatever. At least she's doing a different voice from Tatsuki to Ururu. So
yeah.
It's not too bad. After her, we have Jinta. I guess the Shota that works there, because if you have one, you need the other. Voiced by Cindy Robinson, or Makoto from Blaze Blue.
I had to bring it back to Blaze Blue, didn't you?
Which was Haruo's mom in High School Girl 2, I suppose. And hey, I can't say I've seen her voice many male characters before. Unless you have any.
Everybody gets one.
No. Jinta's kind of a little shit, though, I'm not gonna lie. You could totally tell he's probably someone who'd get punched if he were around other people. And the last one, Tesse, voiced by Michael Sorich, who I was tempted to nickname Michael Sandwich, but that'd be silly, wouldn't it?
That would take you to a whole level. That would make you on par with Resident Evil Resistance.
But not Umbrella Corps level, right?
No. If you want to know how great Umbrella Corps is, watch the video.
Yeah, we did a whole thing on that piece of shit, too. Michael Sorich! We'll come back to him later because he gets his own episode, too. Damn it, Fizz. Why? So anyway, Rukia shows up to buy an artificial soul that's meant to go into a body of a Soul Reaper, so that way their human body can not stand out as much. Because obviously when you're doing Soul Reaper shit, your spirit leaves your normal body, so it can go around and hunt hollows and stuff. And up to this point, Ichigo's body's just been incapacitated whenever he does that.
And he could exit his body himself.
Yeah, he had to have Rukia do it for him. So, they get Cone, put him in Ichigo's body while they go off to exercise his spirit, and Cone goes fucking crazy because he's been sealed away and almost executed. And by go crazy, we mean he turns into Master Roshi. There's no getting around it. Kisses Orihime, Tatsuki, flirts with everything that moves. And though that might get annoying, he at least shows that he's a decently written character when he has some depth to him. You remember the scene, right, Dai, where a bunch of ad voices killed off a game character, so he gets confused thinking that they weren't talking about a game because he didn't understand.
This isn't a simulation, Jack.
So, yeah. He beats the hell out of them, but then only to show up again when they're about to be attacked by a hollow to save them, realizing that they didn't deserve to die because he wants to protect all lives. Except Hollow, apparently, because he helped kill the shit out of that Hollow.
Yeah.
But of course, after this, Ichigo is kind of miffed that Cone went around and screwed with everyone in the classroom. So he puts Cone's soul pill in the body of a teddy bear. Or is that a lion? Is it a lion or a bear? It's a lion, right? That's what I thought. And now we have a mascot! Funny how that works out,
and
huh?
thanks to Soul Reaper mind erasing powers, no one remembered anything of that incident.
Yep. And it's at this time we got our first cameo sandwich in the background of Uryu. He didn't really say anything, though. He
just sat there brooding, because he is an edgelord.
And now I could finally mention who voices Ichigo's best friend at school, Keiko, or Comic Relief Dick. It's Jerry Lowenthal, who they wasted on a minor character. I am legit surprised by that.
I mean, the character is Yosuke.
He really is. I mean, at least the comedy works with him. Some of his scenes are kind of hilarious.
It's surprising that they didn't use him for other roles, being how many Wendelius there are, but whatever. Yeah,
as far as the other member of their group, Mizoino, I was unable to find out who voiced him. So, he was that old so-and-so. Yeah, that guy. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is something with Cone, though. Final thoughts, I guess, on this little arc. I feel could have been explored more, but unfortunately is dropped to make Cone comic relief mascot.
Yeah. Because we had to focus on typical shonen stuff. This is a shonen after all. The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, the whole theme of him being almost executed, only to survive at the last minute type of deal by mere circumstance. Just for him to turn around and become comic relief feels a little tonal whiplash. Alright. Episodes 8 and 9. This is the Grand Fisher arc, as people have dubbed it. We're the arc where we find out Ichigo is half Batman.
Yeah.
The anniversary of Ichigo's mom's death. For those who paid attention, you'll notice we didn't mention who voiced her earlier, and that is partially why. She's kinda dead.
Yeah.
So, Ichigo and his family go out for a family gathering to celebrate the... Well, not really celebrate the anniversary, I guess just go to the grave site and all that. And this is when Soul Society first really shows up.
The most irrelevant Soul Reaper in existence.
Yes. The Soul Reaper's name is Saito. Hey, it's voiced by Kirk Thornton! You dick casting yourself. If this character turned out to be more major, what would you have done?
Yeah, he is never mentioned again. And we'll point out how stupid this is later.
Yeah. So, he was sent to retrieve Rukia because Rukia gave her powers to Ichigo, and that's seen as a crime in Soul Society because she got a human involved in Soul Reaper BS.
And I'm sure we won't find out later how dumb this is really gonna end up looking.
What's interesting about Saito, though, is he's a character with a full-fledged personality, quirks of his own, and even gets his own unique fight against Ichigo, yet he's never mentioned or heard from again.
Yeah, they even say what squad he's a member of.
He's a member of the Stealth Force.
Yeah.
Spoilers, the Stealth Force never mentioned this fucker again either, not even their own captain. So that's clearly how irrelevant he was.
Flashbacks will mention him.
So, yeah, he shows up to retrieve Rukia. Ichigo basically shows up to fight him. And that's when the Hollow shows up. Grand Fisher, the one who killed Ichigo's mom, and we get a full black flashback. Whatever your persuasion on that. Grand Fisher is voiced by Paul St. Peter, or Nine-Tailed Fox Coon.
He's literally doing the Nine-Tailed Fox voice.
Man-Sex from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
What are you talking? What?
Narrator for Soul Calibur 6. Yeah, we can bring it back to that.
We also talked about him in Saint Seiya Lost Canvas. And as far as Ichigo's mom, at least for these 2 episodes, voiced by Ellen Stern, a voice actress I've never heard of before, who's also been in stuff like Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence, and other shit I've never seen off the top of my head, so I don't think it really matters, though.
I think they're replaced anyways. Spoilers.
Well, either way, she did alright, I guess. Though Grand Fisher is kind of the highlight, being as how...
I mean, she only had, like, what, a few
lines, yeah.
Like, if you're gonna replace someone, them only having a few lines is the way to go to do it.
Yeah. So, Grand Fisher takes Karin and Yuzu hostage, forces Ichigo to take him on and shit. That's when you find out Ichigo, who thought he got his mother killed in the past by chasing after a little girl spirit, no, that's just Grand Fisher's lore. He uses it to lure out fate. So his mom was killed by a hollow the whole time.
Yup. This isn't gonna get stupid at all later, is it?
Probably not. Also, Ichigo's dad is not here. He went off somewhere to run an errand or some shit. This will be relevant later.
These scenes are just gonna look way more stupid later, aren't they?
But hey, young Ichigo in the flashbacks is voiced by Mona Marshall, or Izzy from Digimon.
God damn it.
I'm bringing it back to Digimon and you can't stop me. But yeah, so Ichigo, Rukia, and Saito all take on the Hollow before Ichigo's like, no, I want to take him on one-on-one because I'm a man.
Before Saito fakes getting defeated by it.
Only to fall asleep. That's what I mean by a character quirk. He had a full-fledged thing just to fuck off. So Ichigo loons Grand Fisher. Grand Fisher promises vengeance and fucks off. Ichigo swears to get stronger so he can one day defeat Grand Fisher. This is a plot thread that ultimately goes nowhere because we'll get to that in a few episodes. And Ishin and Ichigo have a heart-to-heart about the importance of family.
I killed your family. They'll never do it again.
And Saito says he'll go back to Soul Society and keep what he found out about Rukia a secret, but that he won't be able...
his existence a secret.
Yeah, you know what? I have a theory. Maybe he went back to Soul Society and, like, you failed your mission. What do you mean? Fuck it. Execute him. Kill him. They've killed for less there.
That checks out.
Okay, episode 10, this is a one-off, focused on Don Kanonji, the closest thing this show has to Hercule. a spiritual expert who basically cons his way with a popular TV show to get shit tons of money, claiming he's exorcising spirits, but he really doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Instead, he just creates a hollow.
Yeah.
And he's voiced by Michael Storage! Again! But now it's relevant because he's also Dimple in Mob Psycho, so see? More spiritual psychic stuff. So yeah, Ichigo's forced to step in and clean up his mess during an event where the guy has a huge live performance of his show with everyone watching, and he makes a hollow because he's a dumbass. He realizes what he did at the end and feels sorry for it, and it's like, no, I can't run. I gotta be a hero for everyone watching. But ultimately, Don Kanonji's just a dumbass. And he's someone who primarily fucks off except for fillers. So I hope you all like Don Kanonji.
Is he the one that shows up in those coloring fillers?
Yes, he is. And we'll cover those when we get to them. And
it's okay, Cohen's a part of them too, isn't he?
Well, hey, there's one thing that came out of this. Rukia is starting to learn more and more about what it's like to hang out with the humans, which is more something Soul Society frowns upon. Next, we have episodes 11 through 14, which is, I guess, basically the major portion of the climax of Season 1, where Uryu shows up, and now we can finally talk about what the hell a Quincy is. They're basically, that's the best way to put it. The rivals to Soul Reapers, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck your swords. We got bows there. That's it.
Yeah, and while Soul Reapers exercise them? Yeah, Soul Reapers exercise hollows, thus destroying the regrets, sending them onward. Whereas Quincy's murder the hollow. Which makes me wonder, if you're exorcising the spirit, sending it to Soul Society, where the fuck does a dead hollow go? What afterlife does it have?
We'll find out in like 80 episodes.
Speaking of which, this is when Rukia mentions the reason the Quincy's were extinct by Soul Reapers was because they were killing hollows, thus disrupting balance. Because when you die in Soul Society, reincarnate in the human world, and vice versa.
But if you die by a Quincy, you die for real.
This does bring up a point, though. Rukia told Yuichi, the bird, earlier, that when he goes to Soul Society, he'll never grow old or get hungry. So how the fuck would he die then? Whatever. Okay, so, of course, Uryu, being the nerd and #1 smartest person in school, gets some attention from Ichigo, and they have a pissing contest for some reason. I mean, they at least mention why Ichigo never noticed Uryu, someone with really strong spiritual pressure near him. Because Ichigo's an idiot and can't sense any.
He's oblivious.
And Uryu mentions, I knew you were here the whole time. I just never approached you because you're a Soul Reaper and I hate you.
Because I'm a broody edgelord and I was scheming, I guess.
Which is when Uryu reveals his plan. Crush a hollow bait item thing. I don't even know what the hell that thing was. I don't think it's ever used again either.
Yeah.
And summons a bunch of hollows to Karakuta Town, where this takes place. And no, that's not a real location in Japan. Before anyone asks.
And I'm sure this is the last time this town will be this infested with hollows. No, it won't.
It's like the Leaf Village.
Except it doesn't get completely destroyed on a weekly basis.
So the competition is whoever can kill the most hollows wins. Here's the problem I had with this when we were watching it. Who's tallying this shit?
Well, you see, they're going based on integrity.
But Uryu says, I hate Soul Reapers. They murdered, committed genocide of my tribe, so I don't think they'd have honor.
Yeah, but he's a substitute Soul Reaper. He's different.
Okay. Well, this is when Chad and Orihime get their own episodes to awaken their abilities. Chad, gets super strong arms and armor. That honestly seems like...
arms. Not arm. Well, not yet. Right now it's just arm.
It's just me, or is his armor something similar to Saint Seiya with how the cloths work?
Maybe? Yeah, but for right now it's an arm. Only an arm. Watch the Clock Tower 2 Let's Play.
Well, Karin is there. Chad has to save her from a hollow, and she has to be the one to tell him where the hollow is, because all he can see is it as a blurry mess. And, yeah. Chad saves her, they kill the hollow, and everyone is happy. Now, Orihime's episode, though, is where her powers get really fucking weird. Chad's are easy to digest, he's just strong, man.
We already have a story here based on my choice. I mean, Sailor Moon. There. Makes sense now.
So, Orihime, Tatsuki, and I guess the third member of the group we can mention now, Chizuru, voiced by Cindy Robinson again. Damn it, Bang Zoom, Viz, whoever the heck. No, this was done by Studiopolis, actually. Okay, whoever the fuck.
Same thing.
Are attacked by a hollow, voiced by, it's Barbara Goodson, or Rita Repulsa, I guess. Doing her straight up Rita voice.
I mean, yeah, she just slipped into it at the end there, doesn't she?
Well, Tatsuki gets severely injured trying to fight the hollow monster, thus awakening Orihime's ability to summon... What the hell are those things? Flower spirits?
It's not like her ability's gonna change later or anything anyway, so it doesn't matter at this point.
Well, there are 6 of them. The only 3 I know of off the top of my head that we could call out was Kirkthor and, again, doing a slight accent, which was kind of hilarious. Yeah. Oh, Dorothy Fawn's here too, I guess.
Love Hina?
Love Hina indeed. Or Hunter x Hunter. Or Danganronpa.
Yeah.
And Wally Wingert. And we'll come back to him later for obvious reasons for anyone who knows this show. And why fuck you, Studiopolis, why?
Well, on the other hand, all these things are irrelevant because they get dropped.
Yeah, I guess spoiler warning for that. They stick around for a bit though, and each one has its own thing. With Wally's being the one that attacks. Pretty sure Dorothy Fawn's the one that protects and uses as shield.
I guess. There's like 6 of them.
Yeah, I don't even remember what each one of them do.
Well, it's just attack,
shield and heal.
And heal.
Yeah, because Orihime is basically the white mage. So after Wallace kills the Barbara Goodson monster, Orihime makes sure Tatsuki's okay by healing her, and that's basically it for them here. Now we get to the climax where Ichigo and Uryu finally show up near each other, and a Menos Grande shows up, basically a big-ass hollow boss monster.
Its nose looks like a penis.
Damn it. Why? But hey, Urahara's here too, so are all of his workers to take on the smaller hollows, while Uryu and Ichigo are forced to work together to take on the final boss. And it's here you find out Uryu hates Soul Reapers because his grandfather was murdered by one, or murdered by hollows, really. Yeah. Soul Reapers just didn't help.
Didn't do anything, so they're guilty by being sloths.
Well, I mean,
I mean, we're gonna establish later how incompetent a lot of these Soul Reapers are.
Yeah, a lot of times they're not even just incompetent, they're just dicks for the sake of being dicks. So Uryu's hatred of them is kind of justified with how prickish they are. But of course, Ichigo's able to talk sense into him by saying, your grandfather wanted Soul Reapers and Quincy's to work together, not fight each other. So let's honor his wish.
Let's
kill this Menos monster.
No, let's just attack him and make him retreat.
Well, I mean, they were saying that even a Soul Reaper lieutenant / captain would have trouble fighting it. Oh, I'm sorry, according to Rukia, only the Royal Guard squad could take on a Menos. I'm sure that term is going to be mentioned again later.
Spoiler, it isn't.
Yeah, you can forgive a lot of that, though, since Kuba was obviously trying to find his footing with what he was doing.
Early world building at its best.
But hey!
Because what's that, like chapter 30-something at that point?
Probably, yeah. Well, Ichigo uses all of his spiritual energy to make the Menos run away, and because of that, he's spiritual power swallowing him up, so Uryu has to fuck up his arm by shooting arrows into him to stabilize him.
Yeah, he fell down those stairs.
That is the excuse he gives to people at school the next day, and it is hilarious.
What happened to you?
I fell down the stairs. Damn it. So yeah, Ichigo and Uryu have a frenemy relationship, I guess? I mean, Ichigo invites Uryu to eat with them the next day. And Keiko makes a comment like, why does this wet blanket have to be here? Damn it, Ichigo!
Classic Yosuke.
I mean, he did tell a story in the background at that point that made absolutely no sense. I don't understand what the fuck it was about.
Classic Yosuke?
Well, Ichigo and Uryu were arguing with each other about Uryu not needing any friends, and Ichigo saying, but I want to be your friend, just shut up and eat your food. While the audience is thinking, just fuck already!
No, that's what the fanfics are for.
Also, it's at this point where we're on episodes 15 through 17, and we see Rukia having lunch with Orihime, Tatsuki, and Chizuru, and another student voiced by Michelle Ruff, and another one voiced by Stephanie. Oh my, why?
No, but then we have the greatest Viz moment.
Michelle Ruff asking Rukia if she has feelings for Ichigo. And they recap this moment to the very next episode, when Rukia is remembering the conversation.
Yes, but not just that. Before that conversation, what do we have?
Stephanie Sheh talking to Orihime.
Brilliant.
Oh my gosh.
It's almost on par with that with that episode 1 of Naruto.
With Stephanie Sheh talk to Stephanie Sheh?
Yep.
But yeah, so 15 is just a slice of life episode. That ends with Rukia thinking, I know I can't stay here forever. They're on their way.
I've got to get out of here.
Yep. And that's what happens. So Rukia runs off, leaving a farewell note, tying Cone to the back of a toilet so he can't tell Ichigo where she ran.
That's very Cone-like.
It is fitting for him. I mean, he wants to fuck anything that moves, apparently. And she runs off, running into Byakuya and Renji. And these are two of the other main characters. Squad 6 Captain and Squad 6 Lieutenant. And this is where you find out that, yes, the Stealth Force, the Royal Guard Squad, the Execution Squad, those names don't really mean much. Just remember the numbers. That's the important part.
The names were retconned. Well, at least it was early on.
I think the only one I remember sticking around right away is the Stealth Force one for Squad 2.
We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that next episode.
So Renji is voiced by Wally Wingert again, but this is honestly the role he's probably most known for. And now going over other shit he's voiced.
Oh, please. He's most known for being the Red Tallest. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, being an Invader Zim is kind of amazing. But he's also Riddler in the Batman Arkham games.
Yeah.
Or Tiger and Tiger and Bunny.
He is.
Or Huckabee the Doggy Ghost and Kakaishi.
Watch the episode. A lot of shilling this episode.
Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's obvious that Wallace over here loves voicing Renji. Why wouldn't you? Renji's cool, look at him.
Yeah, someone here is a mark for him. He might look exactly like you.
Whatever. You don't need to tell me that. Anyways, after him, we have Dan Warren, or Byakuya. It's Igor from Persona 4, and 4 Arena 1, and 3, and probably the 2 remake on PSP also, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. He was Caster in Fate Zero, and pretty sure he's been in other shit too recently. I don't know why he wasn't back for Persona 5.
But Caster in Fate Zero had a bromance with JYB. I'll think about later on. This is gonna get hilariously stupid.
Yeah, we're setting it up for that. So Dan Warren does a good job voicing the subdued, arrogant, uptight, posh prick Byakuya. And Renji, you can tell, is being overly energetic because he has to be, with Byakuya trying to be the straight man and all. And it's obvious they have a relationship with Rukia, with Byakuya being her older brother and all, with Renji hilariously dumping awkward exposition to her that she would have obviously known, it's just for the audience's sake.
Yeah.
With a line like, Rukia, you were adopted into the Kuchiki family and raised to be the next Kuchiki member in the household. Do you know how much money they put into you, adopting you from the slums like me? I'm surprised Rukia just didn't... Well, I fucked that up there. But he was from the slums, too. The point I'm getting at, though, is, like, Rukia, I'm surprised to just say, I already know this. Why are you reiterating this to me? Oh, I'm doing it for the benefit of the viewers, yeah.
I'm doing it to fill dead air.
But hey, yeah, she obviously doesn't have her powers, so she can't fight them at all. Which is when Uryu shows up. And loses off screen.
I was just walking by. Classic edgelord dialogue.
I think that was one of my favorite lines, though, when he said, "What? A flower shop was open nearby, and I need it for my calligraphy. Did you think that I just went to the flower shop to buy these flowers just to show up so I could use that as an excuse when finding you?"
Yeah, your song is really hard.
But yeah, he gets off-screen by Renji really hard. I think that's going to be the hypest thing Renji does, is off-screen someone. Well, Ichigo finds Kon and the farewell note back at his place and chases after Rukia. And this is when he fights Renji. Actually, a lot of people consider this moment, when his spiritual pressure goes haywire, to be the first time his hollow powers awaken? Or his inner hollow symbolizes? I don't know.
Except that they're wrong.
Yeah, I've seen some fans theorize that. I don't agree with it personally.
I mean, it is clearly after
coming
the
up
training arc.
But yeah, so Renji is starting to lose to Ichigo's powers going haywire, because Renji can't win anything except that one off-screen fight. Yes, this is beginning a trend with him, and it's sad. Thus forcing Byakuya to step in and one-shot Ichigo, because he's badass Byakuya, I guess.
I mean, hey, he was the most relevant fight in the full...
You're way off, man.
You had to... It arc so bad, you had to meme someone's abilities.
We're way off, man.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get there later. Way later, but yeah. So, Ichigo's soul chain is broken by Byakuya, so he has no Soul Reaper abilities again.
Yeah. And he borrowed the blade of his sword, just because he could.
Rukia begs Byakuya to spare his life at this point. Byakuya says he does bear a striking resemblance to him. Wonder what that means. I guess we'll find out later. Thus, they capture Rukia, head back to Soul Society, and Ichigo is half dead. Only to wake up in bed with a man on top of him.
This isn't gonna be the last time.
But it's Tase! He's at Urahara's place! And isn't that convenient? Urahara, the shady dude who's being very mysterious, knows a way to get his Soul Reaper powers back. And to help him rescue Rukia. Do you smell a training montage, Dai?
Training montage.
Okay, we're finally closing in on the end goal. Episodes 18 through 20, the training segments. Ichigo first must take on Oruru and get his ass kicked by a lolly, because that's not hilarious at all.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, has some hilarious moments. Come on, Dai. Amazing headgear of justice and armor of justice, engage! And then you have Urahara immediately saying after that, I'm surprised he actually believed me and said that out loud.
Oh, so he's one of those people, isn't it? Oh wait, we already said that.
Then comes the second test, where Ichigo is forced to become a Soul Reaper or turn into a Hollow. And this is where Johnny on Bosch had to scream for a full minute straight, and actually mentions this. This is the one and only time that he can recall where he nearly blacked out in the booth.
By now he's used to screaming this much.
Yeah, he even admits...
literally everything now. Yes, everything.
He admits that after he's done recording, usually he'll go out and do other stuff, but he said after this session, he's like, yeah, fuck this, I'm just going home. I can't. I'm not doing anything else today. And this, I feel, is the true first appearance of Ichigo's hollow shit.
It's just a silly mask. I'm sure it's not going to be relevant.
But now we get to bring up one of the things
right?
Renji mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Renji had mentioned during Ichigo's fight that he didn't even know his Zanpakuto, or the Soul Reaper's weapon's name. And Ichigo's like, what? You guys name your swords? The fuck? That's silly.
No, they named themselves. They're kind of conceited like that.
Well, Ichigo finally gets a new Zanpakuto, and its name is Zangetsu. And it's voiced by Richard Epcar, or Raiden. Or Akuma in SF5, I guess.
Or the Joker.
Funnily enough, Johnny on Bosch made a joke in one of the interviews saying, I would like to voice Zangetsu, but I'm not cool enough to voice him. I'm not a legend like those guys.
Yeah. And now he's been in literally everything.
Yep. But yeah, Richard Epcar does a good job voicing Zangetsu, who does the whole mentor Zanpakuto thing. And this is also when Ichigo's first Soul Reaper fight again, or as a new Soul Reaper, I guess, with his new Zanpakuto, is against Urahara. And we get the first glimpse at his Zanpakuto. And that's what he tells...
They're playing coy. They don't want you to know he's a Soul Reaper.
Yeah, he makes comments saying, just because I'm not affiliated with Soul Society, you think I didn't have a Zanpakuto?
There are people who were shocked to find out he was a Soul Reaper weren't there.
Yeah, it makes it blatantly obvious.
A shop that sells items to Soul Reapers is ran by a Soul Reaper. You don't say.
Former one, I guess.
Yeah. It makes it blatantly obvious in episodes, a few episodes before, where they said, yeah, there were 3 people there.
Well, I guess we can mention the other character that's affiliated with Urahara, a cat named Yoruichi, who we've seen glimpses of throughout these episodes, but during this training arc is when the cat takes on Chad and Orihime to train them to manifest their powers. And the cat's voiced by Terrence Stone, who's also been in Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence and other stuff I haven't really seen. I mean, hey, they were Red Dead Redemption 2 as ad voices, I guess.
Yes, because I totally noticed the ad voices, especially them putting on a fucking southern accent at that.
But, you get your second moment when Chad breaks something and forces the police alarm to go off, where he runs off and falls down some stairs. Again.
So we got stairs as an excuse and actual stair falling. But since he's Chad, they like tickled him.
Because he's Chad and he's badass like that. But hey, Yoruichi makes a comment to Uryu when Uryu says, do you know when Uryu is really surprised by a talking cat? Says, oh, the males are usually so surprised by this. Why? Wonder if that's gonna mean anything like,
No.
Well, Ichigo, Orihime, Chad, and Uryu meet up after their training is done.
In the basement.
And thus the portal is open for them to go off to Soul Society.
End of episode 20.
Speaking of which, Soul Society, I guess we can quickly mention the captains we did get to see over there, where we learned that Rukia has 30 days before she'll be executed.
Yeah.
Well, first we have Gin Ichimaru, captain of Squad 3, voiced by Doug Airholes, or Hazuma from BlazBlue, I guess.
Because we haven't brought that up enough.
And we have David Lodge, voicing Kenpachi, the captain of Squad 11.
Hey, another equaler!
No!
We've got all 3! What?
Oh, this is gonna get really dumb later.
Oh no, later, who knows, potentially we could have all 4. But that would be silly, right?
So yes, David Lodge is Igor in Persona 5. And Kenpachi is a captain everyone fucking loves, and we'll get more into that next time. I mean, you get a glimpse of it with him wanting to automatically pick a fight already the second he's here.
Yes, his squad is fight sexual.
Yeah,
all of them.
It's kind of their thing. As far as the ad voice,
more than their thing.
Yeah, the ad voices in this thing though. But there were a bunch of fucking Steve Staleys. Why? This character isn't even showing up yet. No, seriously, he voiced a bunch of ad voices.
Yeah. He did. But it's what you expect by now with LA dubs.
But yeah, as the first season overall, it does do a really good job introducing the world, even if some of the stuff gets retconned or dropped later. And hey, you could tell some of those things that were dropped, like Orihime and Chad's powers explanation was supposed to happen in this arc, but the editors told Kubo to get a move on and pick up the pace already. That would backfire in a very, very bad way later on.
God of War, well, it's not One Piece, so it doesn't get to take its time and fuck about.
In all fairness, I did hear the editors do get on his case too. Yeah, I did hear they actually do get on his case too with One Piece. Shonen Jump are kind of pricks with that at times. But you can tell, like, Ichigo's goal of wanting to defeat Grand Fisher and get stronger, it's building up Grand Fisher as a boss to be fought later on by him or something. At least soon after their first encounter, but then this happens, and it's like, wait, what? What the hell?
Well, you also forgot to mention the part where he brags about how many Soul Reapers he killed.
Yeah, Grand Fisher's like, oh, I've been devouring Soul Reapers for over 50 years, and
man, how incompetent are they?
Well, he uses his, he even explains he uses his lore to kill them or whatever, or lure them out by mimicking their loved one, which is why he uses Ichigo's mom in the beginning.
Yeah, but still, how fucking, as we're about to experience next episode,
time.
How weak are these fucking Soul Eaters? I mean Soul Reapers, yes. Wrong, it is not 1 AM or anything.
Well, so I guess we could finally bring up real quick why they were changed to Soul Reapers in the dub, and this hasn't been confirmed, but the theory is that it's because Death Note was about to air, and those have Shinigami in them, and someone behind the scenes figured having two animes airing simultaneously with the word Shinigami might be a little confusing to the casual consumer. Again, that hasn't been confirmed, but it does make sense.
And besides, Soul Reaper sounds cooler and edgier.
It actually does. I prefer Soul Reaper. And it makes sense, since they're literally reaping souls. It's kind of their thing.
Yeah. Besides, they're not Light Turtle or anything.
Why? Why did you reference that of all things? Oh my god.
You're welcome.
You fucking monster. But yeah. Well, Bleach Season 1. They did a good job also making the characters relatable and likable, too. I've seen some people claim Ichigo's a shit protagonist because he doesn't have an end goal in sight, like wanting to become king of the pirates or king of the ninja Hokage people.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't want to be king of the pirates, and you can totally achieve that by fucking about.
No, but not having a goal doesn't make a bad protag. It's how you handle it.
No, reverting your character as a whole makes you a bad protag, like Goku in Super.
Knew that was coming. But no, Ichigo honestly is a really relatable protag, because his whole thing is he just wants to protect his friends and those close to him. He doesn't have some, I want to save the world bullshit. And as we'll find out, he's only saving Rukia because, well, he feels he owes her. Something you'll find out soon after. Yeah. It's not because, oh, I want to save her because shonen hero. It's like the show has well-written protags that actually kind of do feel human, huh?
More human than human.
And even Orihime knows how to stop being ditzy and clumsy when she needs to, with her character moment of asking Ichigo, where's Rukia, and demanding he do something about it.
Yeah. But we need to talk about something that this anime does that's deplorable.
Oh jeez. What?
Its opening lies to you.
Wait, opening 1?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has some stuff too. I know opening 2 especially does.
Well, that'll be next time. So yes, that was the
Don't you just
substitute
love it
arc.
when you're shown an anime set up fights in the opening that never happen at all, or even implied to happen?
But hey, what y'all think of the substitute arc? Briefly gave our thoughts on it.
It's just a nitpick thing. I know a lot of people probably hate when that happens.
It is really dumb. But, yeah. At least we know things only are going to go up from here. Coming up, we have the Soul Society arc. And, yeah. People fucking love that arc and consider it one of the best in shonen history. And this is a show where it's very easy to support the official BS and watch it, since it's on literally everything, so go do it. You should all watch Bleach. It's great. Let us know what you thought of the substitute arc. And hey, who knows, maybe you think Johnny M. Bosch would be a better Uryu instead of Ichigo. And JYB said if he had to play someone else, it would be Uryu, because Uryu is also cool in his opinion.
Yeah, he would be a better Nero.
Did you know Ichigo was going to have glasses originally and be the nerd instead? That would have been fucking weird. And they were going to use guns instead of swords.
Sometimes drafts are just that, and it's for a good reason.
But hey,
no, instead they gave the guns to the Quincy's.
I mean, Rukia did have a bitchin' scythe.
And does anyone's turn into a scythe?
I guess we'll find out on our long journey. We only finished part 1. And coming up will be the Soul Society arc, like we said. Hopefully you all got some enjoyment out of this. That's breaking down the dub and the really bad ad voice use.
Classic LA.
Spoilers, this doesn't get old anytime soon.
And I'm sure this playlist isn't going to be like 10 parts.
It's gonna be more than that, man. We got a lot of shit to get through.
I said like, God. Gosh, being a nitpicky bitch. I mean, what?
Well, go complain about your shonen openings again. But alright, we'll be back next time. More Bleach. Or one of the big 3 from 10 years ago, I guess.
This part will be even longer since it's more episodes. Yay! Except not really, because we get to skip over the main cast outside the fights they're in. Spoilers, they're in fights because this is a shonen.
You mean they're going to Soul Society to rescue Rukia, and they'll have to get in fights?
Yeah, especially with a group of people running around that are fight sexual.
Who knows, maybe next time we'll get to hear some sexy buzz. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, maybe we will hear that mysterious 4th Igor.
But anyways, for this drags on any longer, we'll be back. And yeah, if you hadn't guessed, Bleach is worth watching, so go watch it. At least we're saying that now. Probably be crying on the floor when we get to some of the filler later.
No, the real crying starts at the end. It's what we would be doing if it didn't get confirmed for the final season.
Oh, and I'm sure 2 people out there are going to be, why are you guys covering Bleach now? Well, 20th anniversary and all, and final season was announced. It seemed relevant enough to do it. But alright. Well, obligated to say like and all that, if you would please. Much appreciated. Let us know what you thought of Bleach. Maybe you hated it, I don't know. If you did, why?
And if you did, why do you have the taste of a potato?
A potato? They at least have the taste of a potato instead, man. Come on.
Fine, they have the taste of a French fry. Is that?
Alright, we're clearly rambling, so we're gonna go before we get too drunk.
No,
but anyways.
That's what the 1D Lee counter is for.
Oh my gosh, we didn't even mention the fact that besides those major characters, she was a lot of ad voices and one-offs too. It got bad.
So I don't know, if you want to do a drinking game, take like 6.
Well, I mean, you did get Cone calling Yoruichi a stupid pussy. Now, was that a pun? Or was that because Yoruichi walked off when he said, I'm a lion, you don't mess with me? And on that, I think we'll leave it there.
Cone peaked.
I like Cone. Alright. Until next time, guys. Thanks again for watching. Have a good day.